Have you ever noticed the relationship between a specific emotion and a specific health problem or a localized tension, where the same emotion is causing the same health issue? For example, guilt is decreasing libido and lowering sexual satisfaction. Anger is hurting the stomach. Hate is compressing the chest and it's causing heart disturbances, and fear is causing infections. Why is it important? Because vast majority of chronic disease have a mind and emotions component. Negative emotions that are not processed and understood are stored in energy centers and affect surrounding body parts and organs related to that center. The emotional storage happens especially when we don't fully acknowledge the existence of an emotion and the reason why it exists. Once we understand the reason, we usually also understand the steps we have to do to prevent this from happening again. Is there a proof that the energy centers exist? Yes, there is. Semyon Kirlian, Armenian inventor, discovered in 1939 way to take pictures of objects' energy field using high voltage plate. Since then it's called Kirlian photography or electrophotography. Konstantin Korotkov, professor at St. Petersburg University, improved and digitalized whole process and developed what he calls the gas discharge visualization camera. Links are in the description of this video. In the first image, we can see a graphic interpretation of human bioenergy scan before and after an acupuncture treatment with a significant energy increase. This image shows a bioenergy scan of an orchestra conductor before and after a concert with visible energy depletion. This image represents a bioenergy scan with an evaluation of the energy centers. Ideal state is when the balls representing the energy centers are in the middle of the human body image following the spine. What is an energy center? Energy center is a vortex of energy in a shape of a cone with the tip in the energy path that goes through the spine. It moves forward in front of the body and rotates clockwise if you put the watch on your belly face up. Every center has a specific set of functions. The main function is generation and distribution of energy. It controls related organs and governs a specific set of emotions. Let's talk about the specifics of our 7 energy centers. First energy center is related to the physical world, survival, safety, and money. The related element is earth, which means that this center is controlling all solid elements of human body: bones, muscles, joints, skin, but also elimination, large intestine. Its governing principle is to have, and the location is in the middle of the pelvic floor. When this center is open and clean, you would feel strong, safe, and abundant. You would be willing to live, and you would love nature. When this center is not performing well, you would feel weak, unsafe, and lacking money. People with this center not working properly question meaning of life, abuse nature, and money. To balance this energy center, anchor your feeling being strong and safe using self-hypnosis, affirmations, and meditation. Consolidate your finances to eliminate fear of not having money. do weightlifting to increase strength, walk in nature to reconnect with nature's energy, walk barefoot to boost the bioenergy from Earth. Second energy center is associated with emotions, self-worth and creativity. The related element is water, which means that this center is governing all liquids in the human body: blood, urine, sexual liquids. The governing principle is to feel, and the location is the palm width below the belly button. It's also connected to the left side of the body, female principle that translates to receiving energy. Right, creative brain hemisphere, sexual organs, bladder, kidneys, small intestine, and pancreas. When this center is functioning perfectly, there are positive feelings directed inward, such as joy and self-worth. It also drives creativity, sensuality, the ability to let go of negative experiences, and ability to receive abundance. When this center struggles, negative feelings directed inward resurface: sadness, feeling like a victim, guilt, shame, unworthiness. It also blocks creativity and makes sex life worse. It would cause holding on to past traumas, and it would block ability to receive abundance. To make this energy center to work properly, boost the joy and self-worth using self-hypnosis, affirmations, and meditation. Recreate the sense of play. Play board and card games, dance, sing, play instrument. Reconnect to your creativity. Create a product, make a video, write, take pictures, turn them to art. Rekindle your sensuality with your partner. Third energy center is connected to power, energy, and confidence. The governing principle is to act and to do, and the location is 2 fingers above the belly button. The related element is fire, which means it controls bioenergy and transformation, digestion, transforming food to cells, heat production. It's also related to the right side of the body, male principle, which translates to giving energy. Left rational hemisphere, adrenal glands, stomach, and liver. When this center is full of energy, there are positive feelings directed outward. Confidence, power, feeling in control, energy, humor. When this center is not having enough energy, it triggers negative feelings directed outward. Anger, obsessive control, feeling powerless, lack of energy. It's also related to unhealthy ego, competition, impatience, and God's complex. Attempt to regain lost control sometimes leads to anger and violence. To boost the energy in this center, increase your confidence using self-hypnosis, affirmations, and meditation. Increase your muscle mass by doing weightlifting. Arnold is not exactly known for low confidence. Improve your body posture. Do aerobic exercises and sports where you accelerate. Soccer, tennis, table tennis, badminton. Do yoga focused on bending the spine. Main energy paths go through spine. Fourth energy center. The governing principle is to love and to heal, and the location is bottom third of the breastbone. The self-love energy and healing are interconnected. The related element is air, which means it controls lungs and breath. It also influences heart and thymus that represents immunity. When this center is open with a lot of energy, it carries feelings that stem from an abundance of love. Self-love, love, forgiveness, compassion, connection to family and community. When this center is struggling, it's generating feelings that stem from lack of love, lack of self-love, hate, dislike, lack of forgiveness and compassion, disconnection from family and community. To open this center, expand your self-love using self-hypnosis, affirmations, and meditation. For example, repeat, "I love myself" all day. Be kind and forgiving to yourself first, then to the others. Forgive people that have hurt you, especially when you were a child. Fifth energy center. The governing principle is to express and to communicate freely, and the location is 2 fingers below Adam's apple. The communicating part represents talking with kindness and listening, an expression in any form of creativity, art, music, film, inventions. The related element is ether or vibration, which means it's related to sound. It's also related to the vocal cords, thyroid, and inner ear. When this center is open without blockages, it creates feelings of freedom of expressing and speaking the truth. When this center is struggling, it's generating feelings of fear of expressing, verbal attacks, negative talk, gossip, lying. Improve your ability to speak and expressing yourself without fear of judgment using self-hypnosis, affirmations, and meditation. Speak more with people. Speak with kindness and humor. Write what you want to say, record it, listen to it. Avoid negative talk, sing. Sixth energy center. The governing principle is to see beyond the visible, to shift reality, and the location is 1 finger above the nose root between eyebrows. It's also known as the third eye. It is related to the pineal gland, which is a spiritual walkie-talkie, and brain. When this center is truly open without mental blocks, it generates feelings of high logic, freedom, intuition, seeing without eyes, influencing reality. When this center is slowed down by conditioning, it would propagate feelings of low logic, feeling stuck. Expand intuition and ability to have visions using self-hypnosis, affirmations, and meditation. Meditate on intuition, seeing future, and creating your ideal life. Seventh energy center. The governing principle is knowing and spiritual connection. The location is on top of the head. When this center is fully functioning, it generates feelings of intelligence, clear knowing, connection to spirits, trust to the Great Spirit. When this center is not running full speed, it would create feelings of low intelligence, not knowing, confusion, distrust to higher power. To expand this energy center, use self-hypnosis, affirmations, and meditation to access higher states of consciousness and open the communication channel to the spiritual world. Disease and health problems are never a coincidence, and influence of age and genetics is exaggerated. There is always a reason for the sickness hidden in acidic foods and drinks, chemicals, and an influence of this balanced mind. If we understand the relationship between the thoughts and emotions, energy centers and related organs, we can better understand why it is happening and what we have to do to put the body and mind back to balance. Please leave a comment about what would you like to see next, or if you have an opinion. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.